abundant lightning there from Tucker's Grade through Punta Gorda, following that up into the Charlotte Harbor area there as well. Let's take a look at just lightning strikes there in the last 15 minutes. 258 strikes. That's North Fort Myers, heavy rain into downtown. Some thunderstorms there all the way down into Page Field. We actually saw some small hail in this location. Again, very strong looking storm. You can see that eye there as it approaches the Cuban coastline. And really the biggest factor in where Ian ultimately ends up is where is this frontal boundary. 11 o'clock here tonight, we could start to see some tropical downpours, that squally weather as we get on that very southern side, including our barrier islands. 6 to 10 inches of rain, isolated amounts up to 12 inches. Winds 90 to 110 miles an hour, gusts up to 135, a storm surge of 8 to 12 feet. You're heading to the beach, toes in the water, and that's normal sea level. Where we expect that water to be, if you're seeing these totals now, up to 12 feet in terms of that storm surge, that's where the water is at the height, right where your toes touch the water on a normal day. Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, waking up 74 degrees. When we wake up Sunday, we're looking at 43, possibly feels like temperatures in the 30s, and some of us actually will see 30s, called radiative cooling. So we got low humidity, light winds, and clear skies. All the ingredients you need there, and that's going to allow those temperatures to get down to freezing. Yes, that is not a typo. 32 degrees. These firefighters were up against near red flag conditions today. We had the winds going that was pushing the flames, those hot temperatures that heats up the fuel, makes it a little bit easier for them to burn. Plus, things are just dry in general. We've been seeing those drought conditions really starting to get into the area. And it's not storm surge water. I don't want you to get confused with that. The storm surge is now done. That flooding is done. This is all flooding from the rainwater from Ian. Now, when Ian was making landfall, we had a number of flash flood emergencies. As someone that's gone through Wildland Fire School, I wanted to take a look back at what Hurricane Michael did and the lessons that we can learn from the wildfires after Michael and how we can prepare for it now after Ian. And it's expired now, but just a short minute ago, they did have a tornado warning on top of all the flooding as well. And you can just see it's really not going anywhere at this point in time. It could even be upgraded to a slight risk along portions of the coastline. So what are we expecting in terms of severe weather? The main threat's going to be coming in the form of gusty winds, though there's still a non-zero threat for tornadoes, maybe one or two brief tornadoes. The Saharan Desert there in Africa, and then that pushes off with tropical waves, which if we didn't have the dust, we maybe could see some tropical systems, but the dust, that kind of kills those storms. Myers Beach, Sanibel up towards Captiva, Pine Island. We have seen this backing off towards low concentrations. That's good news. One of our directors actually was at Bunch Beach yesterday. He was telling me no fish were on the beach, so that's obviously a good sign of things. But where we are seeing it to pick back up is right around Dog Beach and then south as we were going on. And I do have the full update here. I said I had to check to see what was going on here.
Exactly.
And I want to show you. This is what we are seeing. So coastal communities up along all of Southwest Florida. So basically from Port Charlotte through Fort Myers, down through Naples and Everglades City is now in a tropical storm watch.
Really, here it's Florida. You know, everybody always says unique news here in Florida.
That's true.
But seriously, what is that? It looks like a bubble. Have you seen one yet? You're always on the beach.
What, of the Portuguese man o' wars?
Yes.
I got stung by one as like 15 years old.
A month ago today, firefighters arrived to the 4th Street fire, not only just dealing with fire conditions, but also tree blowdown from Hurricane Ian.
It's almost created a lattice work to where all the trees are interlaid together.
Trees scattered in every direction as the Florida Forest Service took me along the dozer lines of the 4th Street fire in Cape Coral. Fire mitigation specialist Michael Harris noted this area after Ian as a potential problem location.
We did a lot of scouting after Ian to identify areas like this, to where when we have a fire out here, we want to send adequate response right off of that.
And not only are the downed trees post-Ian slowing the speed to contain fires, they're also making them more dangerous.
Widowmaker right there.
Trees are still falling inside the 4th Street fire scar. Falling trees are always dangerous to firefighters, but in the post-Ian world, that danger is even higher.
And if that tree gives free and comes down on someone or a vehicle, you could have a potential medical equipment problems.
And with these tree blowdowns as potential problem spots, the Florida Forest Service is looking to do mitigation work to reduce the danger, but it could take some time with limited resources.
within the next couple of years and start getting some mitigation work done in these areas, then that's what we're going to do and try to reduce some of the extreme fires that we could have.
Fire officials tell me that they're going to be dealing with this tree blowdown from Hurricane Ian the next several fire seasons, making fires not only just harder to fight, but more dangerous to put out. In Cape Coral, meteorologist Andrew Shipley, Fox 4.
For meteorologist Andrew Shipley, I know we've seen a few crazy water spouts throughout Fort Myers Beach, and people send us in those videos. Hopefully we don't see or experience anything like that. I know you said we're going to have some kind of crazy conditions our way.
I would call it crazy, but I think some strong storms, tomorrow morning. And at least we're already seeing that these storms developing to our north. And I think that's something we're kind of watching the radar here tonight and kind of waiting and seeing how this all develops. So let me switch over to the radar here. And you are seeing this area right up along the Nature Coast, north of Tampa. A lot of lightning obviously associated with this. And we're going to be watching this slowly diving southward as the night progresses. Now, the current model thinking is this keeps together and we get some stronger storms as we roll into tomorrow morning. I'll time that out in a second. But here tonight, really just humid conditions. We are looking at, again, some spotty showers here and there. If you can take a look outside, you can see here in Cape Coral, just again, those clearer skies for you at this time. But not too far away, we are seeing some showers pushing on shore. Let me show you that here on radar, looking the other direction from that camera, because that camera is looking towards North Fort Myers right now. We are seeing some showers and storms pushing over Pine Island, North Captiva, and you can see some thunderstorms there off the coastline, because we could see those sliding over Sanibel, say downtown Cape Coral and into Fort Myers here in just a little while. So we will be watching that for you. Just really keep an eye on to some isolated storms here for the next couple hours, and then watching that storm threat off to the north as we move through the night. It is going to be a warm night, though, 80 degrees for that overnight low temperature. It's supposed to be at about 74 this time of year. As for tomorrow morning, there's 6 o'clock in the morning. We're already going to be tracking that area of storms pushing southward down into the Port Charlotte area, Arcadia, and can continue to push southward down into the Fort Myers area by 7 o'clock in the morning. So this could be your alarm clock tomorrow morning with some of those storms pushing on through. Here's 9 o'clock, still looking at showers, thunderstorms pushing into the area, and then finally pushing south down into Collier County by 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, you get into the afternoon, I think we'll get some of that sunshine out there later on in the day, but we could see another redevelopment of some showers and storms, more isolated, not as strong, later on into the afternoon hours. So we'll be watching that for you tomorrow. But really, that looks like the main event's going to be tomorrow morning. The National Weather Service has put out a slight risk for severe, noticing mainly northward of Collier County for us. And what does that really mean for us? Well, we're looking at the potential for some heavier downpours causing some isolated flooding, maybe some damaging wind, low end hail threat, and a non-zero tornado threat. And I know that's kind of a scary word, but I'm not expecting anything widespread, but I can't rule it out completely here for you. So the best chance for any heavy rain, flooding rain is going to be basically Port Charlotte northward up into the Tampa area, as well as that heavier rain downpours. You can see that in our forecast models, anywhere from 2+ inches north of that area, though I can't rule it out all the way down into the Cape. As for damaging winds, again, you could see some stronger thunderstorms pushing on with these storms. So something I will be watching there, as well as, again, that low end hail risk for you there tomorrow. Outside of that, temperature wise, we are looking at right around 90 degrees there, Fort Myers, though feeling like, again, triple digits again for you tomorrow. So something to keep in mind as you work your way through the day. So looking ahead towards the week, we're going to keep those storm chances actually in the forecast pretty much into the week and into next weekend. Temperature wise, lower 90s, feels like temperatures up into the triple digits at least.
Now it's so important to have those. I'm sure many people in the community were so happy that those were given out today.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. And it just added that to the supplies that you should be gathering a little, because no one wants a storm to happen. But,
no.
You know, when you get that storm happen or get close to you, you got that mad rush to the store. So maybe just little by little, build that hurricane supply kit so it's not that one big hit on your wallet.
And we know how important those solar-powered lights were to us and can be in the future.
Absolutely.
So we don't want to talk any hurricanes, but what is our forecast going to be looking like tomorrow if people are trying to hit the boats and try to get outside, maybe some cookouts on this Sunday?
I think maybe in the morning you could see some showers. Most of it will be inland, though, but let me walk you through it here. But here tonight, we just got a little bit of shower activity left down in Marco Island. That's kind of fizzling out, not overly concerned with that. Let's take a look, though, outside. As we're starting starting to clear things out as we look across the Caloosahatchee here tonight. As well as temperatures, well, on the warm side, sitting in the low 80s here tonight, and that's really pretty much where we're going to be sitting the rest of the night here as we're getting those temperatures probably bottom out right around 80 degrees, though some of us maybe upper 70s, especially further inland you get. But we do expect another hot day tomorrow. 95 Lehigh, LaBelle, Mockley, get down towards Cape Coral, 92, as well as down in Naples, Fort Myers, Punta Gorda, right around 94 degrees. But still looking at those feels like temperatures up into the triple digits again tomorrow afternoon. Say 3, 4 o'clock, feeling like 111 degrees. So take that into account as you work your way through the afternoon. Maybe take breaks. If you're going to be working outside, find the AC, drink plenty of water. You know the drill. As for the day itself, though, could see a few showers down in Marco Island to start the morning and really kind of spot stuff as we get in towards the 10 o'clock hour. But I do expect most of the activity to be right near I-75 as we roll into about noontime, and then really get going just east of I-75 around noon, and then push inland out towards the lake. So scattered showers inland there through the 2 o'clock hour, and then they kind of break up. Now we could see another redevelopment as we get towards DeSoto County, Arcadia, as we get towards about 5, 6 o'clock, and that will push out towards Lake Okeechobee as we roll into about 8 o'clock in the evening. So how much rain we're talking? Well, localized amounts upwards of about an inch, very similar to what we saw today. I just don't think it's what's widespread as we saw this afternoon and this evening. That said, though, we are looking at rain chances backing off as we get in towards the early portion of next week, down about 30%. Monday and Tuesday. Now, it builds back up towards the second half of the week, but we are expecting some Saharan dust to start to work its way in. You see that across the Saharan desert there in Africa, and then that pushes off with tropical waves, which if we didn't have the dust, we maybe could see some tropical systems, but the dust, that kind of kills those storms. So big plume pushing across the mid-Atlantic right now. We also have another plume kind of breaking up over the Caribbean, and this is what we're kind of watching as we get in towards the early portion of next week, is as that both plumes kind of push across the peninsula here. That again limits those rain chances early next week. It also brings us those hazier skies, vibrant sunrises and sunsets. But the bad news is it could help feed our algal bloom. So blue-green algae, the red tide in the Gulf of Mexico, as it provides iron, a key element that promotes these blooms. So it's something we're going to have to be watching pretty closely. But the good news is it does kill off our tropical development. Nothing expected over the next 7 days. That's good news there. But still, over the next 7 days, we still got some rain chances out there. More inland stuff, especially Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then more scattered, increasing those rain chances into next week. But look at temperatures. Say Wednesday, 97 degrees, and that does not add in the humidity. Feels like temperature up into the triple digits.